I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
Hey, what's poppin', my homies? Hope you're doing well, feeling blessed, having a good day, having a good week. This breakdown video is going to be a massive pay-per-view event, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Now guys, last weekend I mentioned anytime I lose a card on my bets, the following week all of my bets will be posted for free. Now I got destroyed on UFC Baku, literally destroyed. Every fighter that I seemed to bet just had a negative IQ. I can't even explain why. Like if I bet on a grappler, they were suddenly a striker or fall into the canvas or not even trying to win. Jamal Hill didn't even try to win. He just tried to not get stopped. You know what I'm saying? So I got destroyed on UFC Baku. So that means that all of my bets on this pay-per-view will be entirely free. If you go to the pinned comment of this video, you'll find my bets there. And I also add bets throughout the week. So if you see like 1 or 2 bets today, if you come back to that pinned comment like minutes before the card starts, you may see an extra 2 bets that you didn't see today. So check the pinned comment today and check it tomorrow and check it again on Saturday. Alright guys, let's go. First matchup on the card guys, we've got Jhonata Diniz taking on Alvin Hines. And this is going to be the UFC debut of Alvin Hines. I've seen a little bit of tape of Alvin and apparently he's a wrestler. So he's got to get Jhonata Diniz to the canvas to win this fight. And by the way guys, Jhonata Diniz, he doesn't have a good ground game. He's not really a good wrestler. So although he's good on the feet, he's very, very good on the feet. Nice Muay Thai striking on the side of Jhonata Diniz. If Alvin Hines can bring him to the canvas, then it's going to be a good UFC debut. A good performance for Alvin Hines. But he has to bring Jhonata to the canvas. If it stays on the feet, then I'm picking Jhonata Diniz to win that type of fight. The Muay Thai striking of Jhonata Diniz is too good. I think Jhonata Diniz gets this win. I think he's going to stop Alvin Hines. I'm going to take Jhonata Diniz with a KO TKO in the second round. Next matchup, we've got Niko Price taking on Jacobe Smith. And Jacobe Smith, man, this guy's the real deal. He is the real deal. And Niko Price, he's kind of washed in a way. He's kind of washed. But the thing is, man, we have to give credit to Niko Price because he's given us so many wars over the years, so many great fights. But now it's about Jacobe Smith. It's not Niko's time anymore. And if Niko Price thinks he's going to do what he normally does, you know, walk forward, get into a barn burner, bring Jacobe Smith into the fire. If he thinks he's going to do that, then more than likely, guys, Jacobe Smith stops him. Because Niko Price, man, he's had multiple knee surgeries. He's older now. He's slower. His footwork ain't as good. He's super hittable. And I just think Jacobe Smith with the wrestling, the power, the accuracy, the ground game, he's too good for Niko Price. If it stays on the feet, Niko's too hittable. So I've got to take Jacobe Smith to get it done via complete dusteration. That's the pick. Next matchup, we've got Terrance McKinney taking on Slava. Now here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If you're Terrance McKinney, everyone knows what you should do to win this fight. Everyone knows what you should do. You should bring Slava to the canvas and just dust him up on the canvas. And that's down to the fact that Slava, his wrestling defense is so bad. Also his ground game, his jiu-jitsu, his grappling, it's not good. So if you're Terrance McKinney, you bring the opponent to the canvas and find the win. That's what you do. Now if you're Terrance McKinney, if you keep this fight on the feet, then you're giving Slava all the chance in the world to win this fight. And guys, also, if this fight goes past round 1, if we go past round 1, the cardio of Terrance McKinney, it's not good, man. It's really not good. So if you're Terrance McKinney, man, you kind of have to get this done in round 1 or continue to get takedowns past round 1. But we've seen the cardio of Terrance, man, it's not too good. And the thing with Slava is his takedown defense ain't good. His grappling ain't good. But on the feet, Slava's good on the feet. So if Terrance McKinney gets tired past round 1, if Terrance McKinney's game plan isn't to bring Slava to the canvas in round 1 and he stays on the feet, then Slava might win. Slava might win. So it's all dependent on Terrance McKinney's game plan. It's all dependent on the IQ of Terrance McKinney. So if he goes into the fight with a clear game plan, I'm going to bring Slava to the canvas and maul him and destroy him on the canvas, The same way he did against Faraz Siam. If he goes into the fight with that mentality, then he's going to win this fight. I guess I'm going to pick Terrance McKinney to get a round 1 submission. Or round 2. I'm going to say he brings Slava to the canvas, he fights smart, and finds that finish on the canvas. Next matchup, we've got Viviane Arajuo taking on Tracy Cortez. Now here's the thing with Viviane. I think she wins round 1. I think she wins those opening 5 minutes. But the thing with Viviane is her cardio. Her cardio's not good. And that's kind of a problem against someone like Tracy Cortez. Someone that can bring you to the canvas. Someone that's going to wrestle. Someone that typically follows the same game plan, fight in, fight out. Tracy Cortez, man, she is good. She's very good. She's a good wrestler. And that's kind of the problem with Viviane. Even though she wins round 1, even if she wins those opening 5 minutes, her cardio, it's always bad. It's always bad. And the moment she gets tired, it's like, you're going to win that fight. So I think even if Tracy loses round 1, it's the wrestling. It's the cardio. It's the willingness to win. Viviane just gets tired. So yeah, the pick has to be Tracy Cortez. Next matchup, we've got Hyder Amil taking on Jose Delgado. What a matchup this is. This is going to be an absolute banger. Now, Hyder Amil, as we know, this dude just walks forward. Constant forward pressure. Punches in bunches. Super aggressive. He wants to bring his opponent into the fire. And right now, he's 3-0 inside the UFC. And all of those fights, he was the underdog. He's got excellent cardio, excellent output. He can wrestle. He can grapple. He's just a maniac of a fighter, kind of similar to Merab Dvalishvili in terms of he's trying to drown his opponents with the pressure, with the cardio. So the game plan of Hyder Amil, it's not going to change. It's going to stay the same. But here's the thing though, Jose Delgado is an excellent boxer. He's so sharp. Look at his Contender Series performance. Look at his UFC debut. Jose Delgado is a problem. And so is Hyder Amil. I feel that Jose Delgado isn't going to have to work too much to find the timing. Hyder Amil is just going to walk forward and Delgado's simply going to snipe him. He's going to snipe him over and over and over. But if Hyder Amil can take those punches early, then he's probably going to do to Jose Delgado what he's done to his recent UFC opponents. And that's to drown Jose Delgado. But there's also a chance that Jose Delgado, he's going to snipe him early and snipe him over and over and over and just punish Hyder Amil for that constant disrespectful pressure. If you think about what Hyder Amil does, it's kind of disrespectful. But I think Jose Delgado, he's going to get the respect of Hyder Amil. He's going to snipe him nice and early. And I think he's going to snipe him over and over for the whole fight. I think he's going to punish Hyder Amil. And to be honest, guys, I'm going to bet on Jose Delgado. If you go to the pinned comment below, then you're going to see my bets there. And I'm assuming that Jose Delgado, he will be a bet of mine. Next matchup, we've got Hermansson taking on Robocop, aka Violent Obama. Guys, Hermansson hasn't fought in 16 months, which is obviously not a good thing. But his last performance against Joe Pyfer, it was a nice performance in the main event. A solid performance by the Joker, Hermansson. And Hermansson has amazing cardio. He's got tons of high-level experience, excellent wrestling, a solid ground game. He's extremely good, is the Joker, Hermansson. However, guys, he's not fought in a while, and he's pretty chinny. His chin's made of glass. Anytime you touch the chin of Hermansson, it's not a good thing. Now, Robocop, aka Violent Obama, he got very tired in his main event against Jared Cannonier earlier this year. And I did pick Cannonier as a plus 220 in that main event. Now, Robocop nearly got a stoppage in that main event in round 1. But his cardio really let him down in that fight. So that's the problem with Gregory Rodriguez. He's very hittable and his cardio's not good. So if you're Hermansson, you wrestle nice and early in round 1. Wrestle Gregory Rodriguez early in this fight. Make him nice and tired in round 1. And if he can do that, there's a real possibility that Robocop, he can lose 2 in a row. However, the glass chin of Hermansson. And the thing with Robocop is, although he's very hittable, although he's got terrible cardio, he's got pure dustoration type power in the 4-ounce glove. So my prediction has to be Gregory Rodriguez to win this fight. I think he's going to get a KO TKO against the Joker, Hermansson. and I think it will be in round 2. Next matchup, we've got Dariush taking on Renato Moicano, and this is going to be old man versus old man. Renato Moicano said that he's going to destroy that old man, Dariush. But Renato Moicano is older than Dariush. So that's a joke that didn't necessarily work for Moicano, but it's money Moicano. So we're going to let Moicano say whatever the he wants. Guys, I'm pretty convinced that this is going to be an absolute barn burner. And I'm pretty convinced that someone's going to get absolutely dusted. Both Moicano and Benny, they're grapplers. But if I had to pick who's the better grappler, I would say Moicano has better submission attacks, but Benny has the better grappling control. I kind of feel this matchup is going to be 50-50. It's going to be a coin flip. And if I had to do a round by round breakdown, I would assume that Benny wins round 1. I think he maybe stuns Moicano in round 1. Maybe rocks him. Maybe drops Moicano. I'm assuming that Dariush, he wins those opening 5 minutes. But if he doesn't stop Moicano, which I'm assuming he doesn't stop Moicano because Moicano is tough as fuck, then I'm assuming in round 2, it's going to be Benny. He's the one now having to survive the same way as Renato Moicano did in round 1. So I kind of feel that round 1 and round 2, they're going to be like mirror rounds. They're going to be very similar rounds. So I'm going to say it's 1-1 after 10 minutes. Then I'm going to say in the final round, it's money Moicano. He gets the KO TKO. It does feel like a very dangerous fight to bet. Money Moicano can't afford to lose. So the prediction has to be Renato Moicano, money Moicano. Let's go. Next matchup, we've got Payton Talbott taking on Felipe Lima. So Payton Talbott lost as a -1000 in his last fight against Hyder Barcelos. In hindsight, it was obvious. But that's what hindsight is. It's seeing something, then saying, oh, of course that was going to happen. I think Payton Talbott obviously has a lot of potential. He's extremely powerful with his boxing, but his defense is non-existent. If you throw punches at Payton Talbott, it's almost like he doesn't even try to move out the way. It's almost like he enjoys taking damage. His defense is pretty bad, but offensively, he's got power. He's got real power. Now, his wrestling defense, as we saw against Hyder Barcelos, is pretty bad. His grappling, his ground game is pretty bad. His get-up game is also pretty bad. Those are things that Payton Talbott needs to work on to improve at the highest level of mixed martial arts. And I'll say this, if Payton Talbott was competing in bare-knuckle boxing, that would be pretty fun to see. That really would. But mixed martial arts is more of a science compared to bare-knuckle boxing. Now, Felipe Lima is more well-rounded. He's the much better wrestler, the much better grappler, and he's got the higher fight IQ. His defense is much greater than Payton Talbott's. And to be honest, guys, the only way I see Payton Talbott winning this fight is just getting flash knockdowns or a flash KO, just landing big punches. Because Lima, he's more well-rounded. He's got the better footwork. He's got the better wrestling, the better grappling, the higher IQ. So I am going to take Felipe Lima to win this fight. I do think it's possible that Payton Talbott can win, but it's got to be like a flash knockdown. It has to be like Payton Talbott, he's losing the round, but then wins the round because there's one big punch that finds the chin and he knocks down Felipe Lima. Or he's losing more than one round, but then finds a KO TKO. It's one of those things where Payton Talbott can win the fight, even though he's losing the whole fight, but still win the fight, if that makes sense. And that's all down to raw power in the hand of Payton Talbott. But I'm going to take who's more well-rounded, and that's Felipe Lima. Next matchup, we've got Brandon Royval taking on Josh Van. Now, Brandon Royval has more experience. He's got amazing cardio. He's got excellent grappling skills. He's always put as the underdog, and he always wins as the underdog. Check his stats on Topology. His underdog stats are crazy good. Now, Josh Van, in my opinion, he's a future title challenger. His boxing is 5-star. His pressure is amazing. His cardio is amazing. His takedown defense is also amazing. If you get takedowns on Josh Van, there's occasions where he just springs back to the feet like a jack in the box. You know, his takedown defense and his get-up game, it's good to go. I'm telling you, man, Josh Van, he is the truth. And his performance only gets better as the fight progresses. Whereas most people's performances, they regress as the fight goes on. But Brandon Royval is also someone that gets better as the fight goes on. Brandon Royval has amazing cardio, amazing output. So in a way, Josh Fan and Brandon Royval are very similar. The main differences would be the height and reach, which is with Royval. He's tall and rangy, whereas Josh Fan is quite small. Josh Fan has a low centre of gravity. That makes it very difficult for the opponent to get takedowns on him. So the physiques are very different. I would also say the experience is on the side of Brandon Royval. Some people love betting on experience over inexperience, and the high level experience is with Brandon Royval. Another difference would be the boxing ability and the punching power. It's my opinion that Josh Fan has the far sharper boxing and he's got way more power than Brandon Royval. Now Brandon Royval, he's death by 1,000 cuts. But Josh Fan, he's death by 1,000 bombs. There's a real difference in punching power. Brandon Royval will pepper the opponent, whereas Josh Fan, he'll throw bombs at the opponent. And he doesn't just throw bombs upstairs. He'll rip to the body with some nasty, powerful punches. It's possible that Brandon Royval uses good footwork to keep Josh Fan from entering the pocket. It's possible that because Brandon Royval has more experience, he fights in a very measured and composed way that doesn't allow for Josh Fan to really get his boxing going. There's also a chance that because Brandon Royval is very opportunistic, he capitalizes on slight mistakes that Josh Fan could make. And suddenly, he finds the back of Josh Fan with 2 hooks in, all because Josh Fan makes a slight mistake. Brandon Royval is very opportunistic. He's very crafty. He's very experienced. However, I think over 25 minutes, Josh Fan is likely to have some great boxing moments on the feet. There's going to be rounds 1 for Josh Fan purely based on landing the more significant strikes. Wait, I've just realised something. I'm breaking this down like it's a 5-rounder. Why am I breaking down Brandon Royval versus Josh Fan like it's 5 rounds? This is 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? So guys, in a 15-minute fight, obviously you don't really have time to lose rounds. You don't have time to lose round 1, lose round 2. You have to be fighting from the first round. And they're both going to do that. They're both certainly going to do that. I think there's a good case to make for both fighters. And I think my breakdown highlights both fighters have what it takes to win this contest. For me personally, I'm going to side with Josh Fan to win this fight. But I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to back it with money. Because here's the thing. I'm 90% sure that Josh Fan one day will fight for a title. I'm pretty sure about that. But he's only 23 years old. He's only 23. So it doesn't have to be right now. It could be in 2 years' time. It could be in 3 years, 4 years. It can be in 5 years' time. I remember years ago that I broke down a fight where Davison Figueiredo was fighting Jussier Formiga. And I said on that breakdown, I said, Davison Figueiredo one day will be a champion. Now, when I said that, he lost that weekend. He lost to Jussier Formiga. And someone left a comment on my video saying, you overhyped Figueiredo. He's not championship material. You overhyped Davison Figueiredo. But guys, later on, Figueiredo goes on to become flyweight champion. He goes on to become one of the greatest flyweights of all time. So it's all about timing. In 2019, when I said Figueiredo will one day be a champion, on that breakdown, he lost. So even if Josh Fan loses this weekend against Brandon Royval, there's no doubt in my mind that one day Josh Fan can and will fight for a title. Even if he loses to Brandon Royval now, it can be in 2 years' time. It can be in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years' time. And I've actually just gone back to find the comment. There was another comment too, but yeah, man, at the time I made that prediction saying that Davison Figueiredo would one day be a champion, he lost that weekend. He lost, man. So even if Josh Fan loses, I still believe it's just a timing thing. It's all about timing. Look at the experience on the side of Brandon Royval. There's going to be people this weekend that say, look, Josh Fan is amazing. He's got amazing boxing, amazing potential. He's got all the things going for him. But right now, in this very moment, it's going to be about Brandon Royval. And I understand that. If anyone makes that pick, I understand that prediction. So even if Josh Fan loses, I think he can still, fight for a title in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But my prediction right now is going to still be Josh Fan. I'm still going to pick Josh Van. So let's go. Next matchup, we've got Alexandre Pantoja taking on Kaikara of France. My goodness, what a fight. Here's the thing, guys. Either of these fighters can win. It can certainly be and still. It can certainly be and new. Alexandre Pantoja has all the experience you could want in a fighter. And Kaikara of France at this point has all the experience you could want in a plus 200 title challenger. So the experience on both sides is very, very good. Now, Pantoja gets extremely tired after 2 rounds, but he's one of the best fighters at being able to fight when he gets tired. But I do wish that he could fight for an extra 5 minutes or an extra 10 minutes before getting tired. I don't really see cardio issues in the game of Kaikara. In my opinion, the issue with Kai is at times he doesn't really rise to the occasion. And at times his jiu-jitsu can be exposed in a fight. He does have good takedown defense, but he doesn't have a good ground game. So if Pantoja gets that takedown, I think it's very, very possible that Pantoja finds a submission against Kaikara. I would also say that Pantoja is very hittable on the feet. He's so hittable. Don't get me wrong, he's insanely tough. But guys, if the matchup stays on the feet for the whole 25 minutes, that would be absolutely diabolical for the Pantoja betters. Guys, I had to put him a diabolical somewhere. You know that. And I say it would be diabolical for the Pantoja betters because Kaikara of France has amazing boxing, amazing power, amazing speed. He's a sharpshooter on the feet. And Pantoja is very hittable. So betting on Pantoja and seeing this fight play out on the feet, you'd hate to see it. You'd really hate to see it because Pantoja's going to get tired. He's very hittable. And Kaikara of France, offensively, he's a killer. He's a destroyer. So guys, if you say to me what's going to happen in this fight, I do believe that Kaikara is going to do well. But I don't think he's going to do well enough. I think Pantoja eventually, he gets the takedown. And eventually, I see him finding that submission against Kaikara. Now, like I say, Kai has good takedown defense. His takedown defense is very decent. But once Pantoja gets the fight to the canvas, I do believe there's a big difference in the grappling ability. Pantoja has an elite black belt, amazing jiu-jitsu. And Kaikara doesn't really have the grappling. Not on the same level as Pantoja. So I'm going to say, and still, Alexandre Pantoja, the flyweight champion of the world. And still. The main event, we've got Ilia Topuria taking on Charles do Bronx Oliveira. The champion has a name. The champion has a name. And it used to be do Bronx. It used to be Charles Oliveira. But now I believe the champion's name is Ilia Topuria. Guys, if Charles Oliveira finds a way to win this fight, it would be an unbelievable upset. It really would. I think Ilia Topuria has the better boxing. I think Ilia Topuria has the better cardio. I think Ilia Topuria has the better wrestling, the momentum, the confidence. There's so much going for Ilia Topuria. But guys, Charles Oliveira, he has to fight the odds on many occasions. Charles Oliveira is the king of underdog wins in 155 title fights. But I just can't see it happening. I just can't see it. Now, I think the best round for Charles Oliveira is going to be round 1. I think round 1, he can throw some nice kicks. That should be a problem for Ilia Topuria in the first round. But after round 1, I see Charles Oliveira getting stopped. I see Charles Oliveira getting dropped. I see Charles Oliveira getting submitted by Ilia Topuria. That would be such an Ilia Topuria thing to do. It really would. You KO Volkanovski, who everyone loves. You KO Max Holloway, who everyone loves. Then you submit Charles Oliveira, who everyone loves. I could see it. I could see it happening. It's either going to be a KO TKO or a submission for the new champion, Ilia Topuria. So my prediction is going to be club and sub victory for Ilia. I think he's going to drop Charles Oliveira, then sink in a nice Darce choke for the win. And then he's going to say, look, I submitted the greatest submission artist of all time. I just think it's a Ilia thing to do, to submit Charles Oliveira. The disrespect, you know, he is very disrespectful in a very confident way. He backs it up. We know someone who used to do that. So my prediction has to be the new champion, Ilia Topuria. As always, my homies, let me know who you think's going to win the main event, the co-main event, all that good stuff. Drop in the comment section below. And guys, don't forget, all of my bets this weekend on this card are posted for free. All right, my homies, keep your eyes to the sky, never glued to your shoes. Peace.